That's not socially acceptable. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
people in the new iPad Pro ad who are going and filming stuff with the iPad, they have problems. They need help. Like they just need to stop it and just get some help. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, leaks, and rumors so you don't have to. I'm one of your hosts, Benji from Benelli Tech, and I'm joined by one of my co-hosts, Taylor from TA Tech, and we also have SaranByte on from
Hello.
SaranByte. Welcome to the show again. I think we had you.
Thank you.
I think we had you on sometime last year.
Yeah, before you guys redesigned the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the production quality is a bit higher, and we're a little bit more organized as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last season was a little bit just unorganized and unprofessional. This is a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
You have to say your editing.
And Connor
who
was
does the
supposed to
editing for
join
your
us today,
podcast?
but he
Because
it's either me or Connor. We alternate.
okay, it's very good. It's very good. I have to say, yeah.
That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear.
You can tell when it's Benji or Connor, because if it were me, I mean, none of those great edits would happen. Just saying.
The thing is, can you tell the
I'm not-
difference
I'm-
between who edits which one?
Oh,
That's
dude.
if
Honestly,
me,
I
no,
can't tell the
Taylor
difference.
Taylor knows because we have. Yeah, we're pretty close with the editing style, so that's good. Connor's pretty good at it. But yeah, Connor can't join us today because he's sick. He was going to, but yeah, he basically lost his voice, so that's fun. So we won't be getting canceled in this episode.
it would be a very quiet episode, though. Either way.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, thanks, Saran, for joining us for this episode. It's going to be
No
great.
problem.
We've got quite a lot of stuff to talk about today. We've got some information about the new iPhone SE. We also have a bit of news about the backlit Apple logo maybe making a comeback. Belkin made an overpriced MagSafe charging mount. Apple has also exceeded the combined market value of Amazon, Alphabet, and Meta this week, so that's huge. And we also have some Samsung versus Apple drama yet again. We always love that. And we also have some great news for anybody who is interested in smart homes and has either iPhone or Google or Alexa or whatever you use. You're going to love the news that we have for that.
It looks like Apple has not finalized details for the SE 4 display 5.7 inch to 6.1 inch OLED and LCD screens under consideration. What do you guys think? I've seen this, and honestly, I like this. I think actually it was Saran's video that I watched about it, and I mean, I'd get it. I mean, if it's anything like the 10R as far as performance and battery goes, man, it's a steal for me.
So there's been a lot of people complaining because they're like, oh, if it's going to be like the 10R, then it's going to have an LCD. But now we're hearing this where there is the possibility that it may be an OLED display. Personally, I think for the market that Apple's trying to target with the SE, I don't think OLED is needed. Just cut the costs, make the phone cheaper, use the LCD screens. I mean, they have the iPhone 10R and the iPhone 11 had kind of the same display, I think. So it worked for a lot of people. I see people with iPhone 10Rs or 11s every day. People don't complain. If you go up to them and you're like, does your screen suck? They probably won't say yes. They'll probably, they'll be like, it's a screen. It works. And for the people who are going to be buying these phones, they've probably never had like a Pro model or a Samsung phone with an AMOLED display. So they won't really tell the difference unless they were to look at it side by side and be like, oh, my screen sucks. So I think Apple should just stick with the LCD display. It's a bigger display as well if they went with the LCD, because apparently if they went with 5.7 inch, then it would be OLED. That couple of extra inches, that extra inch or whatever, I think will make a bit of a difference for a lot of people. But Saran, what are your thoughts?
I'm kind of hoping it's the 13 mini. I know, like the mini has died in the flagship series, but I'm praying that we see the mini come back as an SE. I think that would be pretty nice, especially since like a lot of people buying the SE do like smaller phones in the first place. So like maybe an SE4 with a 13 mini body would be nice. I would prefer that, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree as well. And I think Apple probably will go that route. Maybe not this the SE4, but maybe the SE5. Because yeah, a lot of people buy the SE, the current SE, also because of the size. Because they don't want a huge like a huge what was I going to say, display and things like that. They don't need it, so they go for the SE instead. I think what if it's LCD or OLED, as long as the price is good, I think people are still gonna buy this. Like people still buy the current SE even though it's terrible and it's a super old design. Still see people with SEs every day. So yeah,
Hmm.
cool.
What are your thoughts on this phone getting Touch ID instead of Face ID? Do you think that's going to happen?
Ooh, that's a good point actually. I think that they probably should give it Touch ID simply because it'll like bring the cost down again. Um, because I mean, yes, they could add Face ID, but then that would make things a bit more expensive. They could just take the budget iPad route and just give it a Touch ID sensor in the power button. What do you think, Taylor?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
Mark Gurman apparently has stated that Apple is not planning any new Mac releases for the remainder of 2022. So we were hearing rumors that Apple was going to be updating the MacBook Pro with M2 Pro and M2 Max, and also potentially an M1 Pro or M2 Pro Mac Mini. But apparently those will not be happening this year. Apple's pushing it to early next year, so we'll probably see these Macs in like March or something. Because also, I mean, the Mac they just refreshed the MacBook Pro in what, October, November last year, so it doesn't make sense to update it every year. And I think we heard that the cycle is going to be every 18 months. So it makes sense that they're pushing it
Yep.
back, and also gives them a little bit more time to work on the Mac Pro, to give us a really good spec Mac Pro on that, which is exciting. But what do you guys think? Are you disappointed that Apple's not going to be announcing any new Macs this year or any new products? Really, I don't think.
Well, as a YouTuber, I have to say that I'm kind of disappointed that we're not getting new products for views. Like, we don't have much to talk about anymore because there's no new products. So it's going to be a boring season for us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Taylor,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I definitely agree with that. I mean, yeah, there's other things to talk about, but we always expect more from Apple, um, especially with either the Mac or MacBooks, um, and so having to wait is going to be a little bit hard, but yeah, um, but I do agree. I mean, we do we just got stuff not that long ago. To me, it feels like anyway. So I think that perfecting things is always good, and waiting off until there's something um, really useful out there that's not gonna sound like a plane taking off. Like my MacBook, for example. I have the 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro. I love it, but when it comes to editing, and mind you, I don't do heavy editing. Um, but yeah, my MacBook sounds like it's gonna take off on me every day. So um, yeah.
And I mean, it's not the end of the world not seeing products for the next couple months, because
No,
there
it's
have
not.
also been rumors that Apple's going to be having an event in January where they're announcing
Ru-
the mixed
yeah,
reality headset. So
yeah,
like, yes,
and
it'll
I
be a bit
wasn't
of
gonna
a
say
tech
that.
news drought for November and December, but then we've got,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, no, November's going to be slow, I
but
guess, and then December you've got all the tech deals that you can make videos on, things like
right,
that.
right, exactly, and
I'm just
even
worried about the
in
price
November
of the
too.
headset. The
There's
headset, well, it's gonna be 3,000, I think, or $2 or $3,000.
Yeah, 3 grand.
yeah,
Ouch.
Yeah, that's way too high.
and
Rest
I
in
think
peace, our bank accounts. Nah, I'm
Now
not.
I
I'm
have a
not buying it. That's
question.
for
Uh,
sure.
Now I have a question for both of you.
yeah.
Do you guys think that if Apple does do something in January with AR VR glasses, do you think that we're still gonna have to wait until like March for MacBooks, or do you think that there's a possibility that something um, could come out as far as MacBooks or Macs go?
I think there's a yeah, I think there is a chance we could see MacBooks alongside the AR VR headset because I can see the headset being a one more thing and then the Macs coming before it just as like a I guess tasters for the event and then the main course which will be the headset. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've always said this. I've always said this. I've missed the one more thing, so to have that again would be awesome. Here's to
I think the
hoping,
last
anyway.
one. I think the last one more thing they did was when they announced the iPhone 10, and that was a good release. I loved it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love the unveiling of that.
that was.
And I mean the mixed reality headset is a huge product. It's a huge step for Apple. It could change the way we use technology for the next decade. Um, and so I think it would make sense that they did the Max. But then I would think maybe they don't want to announce the Max because then it will kind of bring away all the attention from the AR VR headset, or vice versa. Because then people will be focused too
Yep.
much on the headset, and they're like, "Oh, there's a new Mac Pro as well." So I mean, maybe they'll probably refresh like at least the MacBooks with the new
Hmm.
processors and everything, because those are just like a minor little upgrade, and they'll probably talk about, oh, M2 Pro is so much faster than M1 Pro, things like that. So I think that will
Hmm.
make sense.
Hmm.
I guess we'll see.
All right, so we got here Apple now selling refurbished M2 MacBook Air models. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think it's good.
It's decent.
Um,
Oh
they're
yeah,
now
so
available. They're now available for like $1,000, which I think is more of a reasonable price than what they were originally. Um,
Yes.
but of course, at that point,
Yes.
if you're buying refurbished, you might as well even buy an older refurbished model like an M1. But I don't
Right.
know. Well, what do you
Right.
think, Saran?
yeah, I was basically going to say the same thing. You could just go and get the M1 MacBook Air instead. I think it's still the better value, and also, I you could probably justify spending a little more and just getting the 14-inch. I know it's a huge chunk of money, but it is worth it for the upgrade. So yeah, I would get that instead.
But I mean, yeah, if there are a lot of people out there that don't need to spend all that money, so of course that's what the M1 MacBook Air is for, and then yeah, get the MacBook Pro for a little bit more if you need that extra power, for sure. So moving on and talking more about MacBooks, and moving on to the future now with MacBooks, there apparently Apple is planning on bringing back the backlit Apple logo to the Macs. Now, this is something that I loved. I had a 2014 MacBook Pro, and it had the glowing Apple logo, and it looked really, really cool. Um, and it's something that, I mean, I don't exactly miss, but it's something that made the MacBook unique, I think, and it kind of gave it its own kind of signature in a way, made it stand out from all the other notebooks out there. So I'm all for this change as long as it doesn't make the device thicker or heavier or bring the issues that it had before. Because for those who remember, like when you had a light shining through the Apple logo, you would see it on the screen, and it didn't look great sometimes, especially outside and things like that. But what do you guys think? Are you do you miss the glowing Apple logo? Do you think they should bring it back? What do you think?
100% bring it back. I
Well,
think it would be really nice.
most.
Like it I guess it was quite iconic in the past, so I think especially when you're especially when you're outside with a MacBook, I like how the logo it's kind of a flex. It's kind of a flex, like the logo glowing and everybody can see it. It's quite could so yeah, I would 100% be down for it to come back. Yeah.
I definitely think it should come back, and maybe even let us customize the color. Um, you know, based on the color MacBook that we have. I think that would be cool. Or like, yeah, I think that would be awesome. Um, and especially like, let's say you had the space gray. Um, do it so it has the opposite color, of another MacBook, so to speak. Or even any color that we want. That it would be really nice. Uh,
I think I think making it color match with the MacBook would be cool, and I think that's kind of like what Apple would do if they did it. If they did kind of do that,
hmm
I don't think they'd give you like
Yeah.
customization. Like you can make it red, or if the MacBook's
Yeah,
not red.
RGB MacBooks are
But I
not
think
happening.
yeah, no, exactly. It's not RGB is not. We already see it with the colors of like iPhones and stuff. How muted and like bad some of them look. I don't think they're gonna
yeah.
do that on the MacBooks. But it would be cool though. I think having like an RGB MacBook would be, and I'm sure there will be some people that will mod them and make it like
Oh,
that if
oh,
that is even
oh, yeah.
possible. Because you could
I'm sure.
always
Hey,
like put
there's
you could always attach
there's
like a
always a way.
sticker.
I think
Yeah,
yeah,
you could always attach
Yeah,
Luke
like a
Miani did the same.
transparent
He put
sticker to it.
yeah.
yeah. I put a sticker on
Yeah.
mine, but it recently decided to unstick and just I lost. I lost a sticker one day, and then like a week later, my dog found it and chewed it up. So
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
R.I.P. Apple sticker. And it was one. It
R.I.P.
was
Apple
one that
sticker.
comes. It was one of those that come with the gift cards for Christmas, so it had like a
All
bow
right.
on it and everything. Um.
Oh yeah, I think I
So
remember. Didn't you put it upside down? Wasn't it the one that you
yes,
put upside down
Benji,
on your?
I did. You have to remind me.
Oh my days.
Oh,
That was
brother.
funny. Just
Yeah, no,
remember
like that.
joining a stream or something. I was like, why is it upside down? Oh my
Yeah,
days.
about that.
Taylor.
My life is upside down. I'm kidding.
Do you know what else is
uh,
upside down?
Oh,
The
um,
fact that Belkin has released a very expensive car charger.
I was
what
gonna
It'll
what a
turn
say
nice
your
segue.
squirrels.
it'll turn your
That is
wallet
not.
upside down. It'll turn your wallet upside down.
No,
Taylor,
no, no,
tell
no,
us
no, no,
more
no.
about this, please.
It will make your wallet go bankrupt. Just saying.
That's why I said it'll turn your wallet upside down because then you'll have nothing in the wallet.
So yeah, apparently they've officially got a um new charging mount for your car, and I'm looking at it. It looks really nice, I think. Um I'm just wondering like how big it is and how much space it's going to take in the car. But yeah.
I'm also wondering
Like
how
how
Doesn't
big
look
the
too
sturdy
space to
it
big.
pick
is.
out.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
gonna
how
fall off.
sturdy
I
it
don't
is
know.
too. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, it looks
Yeah.
from this picture, it looks very strange because it's in landscape.
That that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah.
are you only going to be able
Yeah.
to mount this in landscape? Like,
Good point.
who uses their phone in the car in landscape? I've never
I
seen anybody
mean,
use it.
I personally would use my phone in landscape, especially FaceTiming and stuff. But that's just me. I hate when people. I don't know why I have this thing now where when I see somebody taking pictures or videos, it has to be in landscape. It has to be in landscape. When I see somebody taking it the other way, I'm just like, you're not doing it the right way. No. Like my sister the other day took a picture of me. I'm like, can you like put it in landscape, please? Because that just does not flow with
I
me
mean,
anymore. I don't know if
I
it's just
think I
a thing of mine
I think
becoming a creator. Because, like, and I even explained it to my sister that when you're watching a video and you are watching it on, let's say, a computer or a TV or whatever, and those black bars appear, those black bars are gonna really irritate people. And my sister's like, "Oh, I've watched videos and it doesn't irritate me." I'm like, "Well, you're not normal."
Taylor, if you asked me about this a year ago, I would have agreed with you. But as of right now, I think the way that social media is going into like more vertical stuff, I think now it makes a little bit more sense to take portrait pictures. At least that's my opinion right now. Like, of course, normally when I take a picture, I take it horizontal and vertical. So then, if I want to post it on Instagram, I post a horizontal version. If I want to, no, sorry,
Yeah,
not horizontal, vertical. If I post it on Twitter, horizontal. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you could take both and then pick and choose. I think
Yeah,
yeah.
I
that
agree. I
works.
agree. I think my only like when taking
Because
if
also
people use iPads taking images like to take images, that's what I hate. That's my pet peeve, I guess. But yeah, landscape and portrait, that's fine.
that's
This,
that's not socially acceptable. Like
oh
the
yeah.
people the people in the new iPad Pro ad who are going and filming stuff with the
Yeah,
iPad, they have problems. They need help.
yeah.
Oh
Like they
yeah,
just
for
need to
sure.
stop it and just get some help because it's nah.
So I'm looking at this and it's 15 watts, which I mean, I guess is okay, but like can't they do it for more? That's just
I think I could be wrong, but I think the wireless charging on the iPhone is capped at 15 watts, so I think it should be okay. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
using
max
this
is
for
15.
like Android phones, which I don't, yeah, if you're using this for some Android phones that charge at like 25 watts, then it's different. But
yeah. Yeah, that's true. Um what are you guys' thoughts at the $100 pricing for this? Fair,
too
not
much.
fair?
the most
Way too
the
much.
most I would
Way too
spend
much.
on a MagSafe charging, yeah, the most the most I've ever spent on a MagSafe charging thing for my car is like 25 pounds. That's it, which is around $30.
Yeah, right.
I'm not spending any more than that. And also, I'm not really a big
And
a big
even
fan of the design of this because the ones I have, there it's just like round, so just snap it there. Like, yes, it is annoying sometimes where the phone just like moves from side to side, especially if I've not got a case on. Um, but if I want to like
I've
turn it horizontal because I'm watching a video or something while I'm waiting for something, I don't watch videos while I'm driving. Just putting that out there. But like if I want to watch it, watch something horizontally, I can just simply flip it instead of having to like kind of put a little bit more force in it, if that makes sense.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm also thinking here like I mean, is that big plate necessary? Like I kind of feel like if it were just that little circle that matches onto the MagSafe, onto the MagSafe circle, then that'll be fine. I don't think it needs to be that big anymore.
I feel like the
I
phone
don't
would
know.
fall off if it
Maybe
was
that's
that
just me.
small.
The
I don't
reason
know.
why it's
I feel
no, the reason why it's as big as it is it's because it has this extra magnet here, which holds the
Oh yeah.
phone in place. Because yeah, because the cases or like things that only have it round, you can like twist it round and everything. And if you're driving
Mm,
a car, sometimes, especially like with my iPhone, if I don't have a case on it and I snap it to the thing, it's constantly like twisting and
yeah,
turning. But that's why Apple added this, so then you can snap it on and then it will stay that way. But that's what I was saying. Like if it's just like that, you can easily twist it, watch a video or whatever, and then twist it back, and you've got like the always on display on and everything.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody should buy this. Honestly, just go to Amazon. You'll find something that works much better, um, and it's cheaper.
Right.
yeah, I believe
Yeah.
Spigen has one where you
There we
can
go.
use the MagSafe puck and you just add like an adapter to it for the car. It's much better. It's like, I think it's like
Yeah,
£19.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. There's quite a few of those. I honestly prefer having just like I don't want to buy a whole other MagSafe charger for it and stuff. I just buy one that's already made. Like the one I have even gives you the charging animation, which is cool. So, because I had one before that didn't have the charging animation. I was like, no, this sucks. I want to see the MagSafe charging animation. So now I have one that has like the software built in. So it's cool. But talking about software and apps, Apple's Tap to Pay is now coming to PayPal and Venmo iOS apps. So if you live in the US and you haven't tried Tap to Pay yet, you will be able to, because PayPal and Venmo will be accepting it. So I think this is really cool, and it's a really good move by both of these companies and Apple as well, because a lot more people will be able to use this. You'll be able to use it with your friends and things like that, like Venmo, $10 or whatever. Tap to Pay, there you go. They don't have to open the Venmo app and everything. I think it's cool. I just wish they had Tap to Pay here, because it would be so helpful. Like my mom, she's recently started a business.
Every
She had to get
time
a
the UK
whole
is left out.
like card
Yeah.
reader. Yeah, exactly. Like we don't even have Apple Pay Cash. We don't have the Apple Card. Well, the Apple Card won't come here until like 15 years at this point. But yeah, we still don't even have Apple
Yeah.
Pay Cash, which would be cool, but we don't have.
I have a
And
solution.
even sending money on iMessage, can't do that here. You used to be
I
able to
have
do
a
it on Facebook
solution. Just move to
Messenger,
the
but they
US.
got rid of that too. What's this? Just move to the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
thanks.
no, I saw that. I saw that they actually took it off. Why is my camera okay? No, I saw that they actually got rid of that. Thank God, because I almost sent $20 to a friend multiple times. So
Yeah, I feel like I would be
Taylor,
accidentally
you just don't
sending
use
money with
Facebook.
messages, so
and my
Or
friends are gonna say, "Yeah, you accidentally send me money." Sure.
or the funny thing with Tap to Pay though is, just imagine you're in a scenario where there's just you and your friend, and you take their phone and you take yours, you open up PayPal and you do the Tap to Pay, and then you're just like, hey, look at your phone real quick, scan the
yeah,
face, thanks
just take
for
hundreds of.
$100. Screw you. Yeah, that would end so many friendships, I think.
Yeah, actually, not gonna lie. Now I'm glad we don't have it in the UK. I can feel that going wrong like immediately.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool for businesses and stuff. Like that's practical. And maybe they should add some, like, maybe you need to have a PayPal business account, or I don't know how Venmo
Yeah.
works. I don't know if they have business accounts or whatever. But make it only work with those. So then it's only a select few friends that are entrepreneurial and stuff like that, who have their own business and have the business account. Only they can use it. Um, or someone like me who has a business and they have a PayPal business account, but it gets blocked, so I can't use PayPal business. But yeah, it's cool. For those who use
Yeah.
Tap to Pay, or want to use Tap to Pay, you will now be able to. Exciting stuff. And Apple is a great company and all, and they've become even greater recently. Taylor, tell us all about it.
So Apple briefly exceeded combined market value of Amazon, Alphabet, and Meta this week. What are you guys' thoughts? First of all, what is Alphabet? Because I've never heard of it.
Google.
Google. Well, you know how like
Oh,
Facebook
okay.
is. Well, Meta's technically Facebook, just like that. Yeah. But yeah, Tim Cook's big
Gotcha.
brain has done this. I mean, yeah, pretty cool.
Finally. No, I'm kidding.
Either It was either that, or it's just Meta's value has gone down, and so has Amazon's, and I guess Alphabet as well. And Apple's just been growing, so they overtook them.
I mean, it's a good thing Meta's losing value. I'm glad about
It's
that. But
crazy
yeah,
though. Yeah, exactly. Even though they're pushing this whole metaverse thing, I don't know how much longer Facebook will exist at this point. They
Oh
just have
God.
they just have Instagram and WhatsApp going for them. Facebook is dead. Metaverse is weird, and that's about it. But yeah, it's crazy how one company can
yep,
just take
agreed.
on these other tech giants. It's not great for me because I have some Alphabet stock, but and some Amazon stock, so that's sad. But hopefully now everything's gonna go back up. And this was briefly, so it's not like they still are.
I think the holiday period should bring the holiday period should bring value back up to Alphabet and Amazon. I think.
Yeah, especially Amazon, since basically what they do is just sell stuff. Alphabet is more like software and ads,
Yeah.
and then Meta is just Meta. They're just there.
You know.
But yeah, a company that's not on this list though, and likes making fun of Apple, is Samsung. So Samsung has just released a new ad, which I saw the other day and I thought was absolutely hilarious. And it's called "That's What We Do. We Wait." And so basically, what happens in this ad is it's a bunch of people in what looks like an Apple store, and there's this friend who's on the fence, and on the other side, there's Samsung or whatever. And then he's like, they're like, "Oh, we're just waiting for Apple to add these features." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go on the other side. Look, they already have this. They already have that." Um, so yeah, so Samsung, instead of focusing on making their products better and good and usable and not explode, they're here spending money on poking fun at Apple. What do you guys
You
think?
know what? I maybe unpopular opinion, but I like the troll. I like Samsung trolling Apple. It's fun. It's fun if I'm being honest.
Gives us something to talk about at least.
True. That is very true. Um, I mean, it has become a thing, and I just feel like at this point, Apple should just do something against Samsung and compete that way. Just go head to head and do something
But I mean,
because
if you probably go up to Tim Cook and you're like, "Hey, do you know what Samsung is?" He probably doesn't even know, because
true,
they're just over
true,
here making their own products and everything. They don't care about the competition because Apple adds stuff like after a few years when they think it's right.
yeah,
Thing is,
Um,
though, I love
so I don't think they
the
really
Mac versus
care
PC
about poking
ads. I
fun.
wish they could do something like that again.
Those were good. Yeah, those were
Yeah,
good actually. Yeah, actually, now that I think of it, they should
like
probably bring it
iPhone
back.
versus
They should do
Android.
like,
That would be
I'm an
sick. I would love
iPhone
to.
and
Yeah.
I'm an Android.
What a roller coaster this week's been in the world of Twitter.
you have no idea, Jesus, man. Like, so Twitter could start charging for verification next week. Edit button reportedly coming to all users. This should have been a thing already. First
Woo!
of all, I mean,
And people blame
I
Elon.
guess, yeah, people blaming Elon and yeah, no. But
At
what are you?
least he's making you edit tweets for free.
True, true. But what are you guys' thoughts? Is
The
this good,
verification
bad?
thing, I'm a little so I've like initially I thought there would still there'll be an application process, but what I've heard is that there's not going to be any process. You just pay $8, get the check, and that's just gonna cause so many issues. Like bots could easily, like people running the bots could just easily pay money, get checks, and then
Hmm.
That's true. But I think that because as of right now, there are some accounts on Twitter that are verified that aren't actually legit. Like I know for a fact there's like a Donald Trump, somebody impersonating Donald Trump, and they're verified, and they're like, "Oh, thanks, Elon, I'm back." So there are still people that are getting past the verification process, and maybe since you now have to pay money, um, it may kind of get rid of some of those. I don't know, or it might even make it worse because then there will be people that will hack into things and get like free Twitter verification. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I guess we don't have all of the information yet. It's not been official set in stone like in the Twitter app. You pay $8 a month and you get this, and that. Um, but
Hmm.
also all these people that are kind of like complaining about Twitter Blue going up in price. You're getting a lot more features because as of right now it's $5. You can do what? Edit tweets, change the icon, what else can you do exactly on Twitter? But now they're adding you
Nothing
can be
much.
verified on it. Yeah, you can be verified on it and do a bunch of other stuff, which I think is really good. And there are a lot of people that are complaining about this, and they're like, "I'll never pay $8 for Twitter Blue," but then they're gonna do it because they want to be noticed.
Yeah,
Very
I
soon,
that's
will
everyone's
say
gonna be
though,
verified.
the monetization program Elon says, like for us creators, that sounds exciting. Like posting videos on Twitter, making money through ads, like we do on YouTube, on Twitter. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of like what Elon is kind of doing with the company. Of course, they fired a bunch of people. I mean, there are reasons for it. We won't get into it, but um, there it looks like he's trying to change the way Twitter is right now and kind of make a platform for everything. Like you can come and watch videos, you can come and socialize with your friends, you can come and share your thoughts about literally anything you want without getting canceled or whatever, or get your tweet deleted. Of course, within reason. Um, so I think it will start taking on platforms like TikTok and YouTube with even like introducing monetization, which I think will be very interesting to see how they compete against all of these. And it's also a whole other source of revenue for Elon because they'll be getting a lot more advertisers coming because they're like Twitter's not only a place where you just write stuff and that's it. Now it's a platform for video, it's a platform for photos, it's a platform for pretty much anything. Kind of like as he was saying, it's going to become like a digital town square where literally you can go and you can say whatever you want in whatever format you want, video, audio, or otherwise text. Um, so I'm excited to see how this will work. And of course, if you don't like it, you don't have to be on Twitter. It's not a legal requirement, so you can just leave
Yeah,
if
like
you don't like what
I'm
you're
not a fan of Elon as a person, but he is a very smart businessman. Like he knows what he's doing. So I'm gonna give him a chance. I think he's gonna make Twitter better, a lot better. Like he's explained, like an app for everything. I think that sounds great. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
doing. Oh yeah, for sure. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But moving on, we have some news about smart home stuff. So Matter, which is a new standard for smart homes, has now been launched. So Matter basically is going to replace things like HomeKit and whatever and Google Home and things like that, and it's going to be basically one network. And a lot of
hmm
companies will be using this same network, which you can then connect to Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon Home, or whatever. Um, and so yeah, they announced it this week, and there's already a lot of companies that are on board with it. So we've got companies like Eve, Akara, Nanoleaf, Amazon, Philips Hue. All of these different companies are getting together and they're making their products compatible with Matter, which is exciting. So now
hmm
you no longer have to when you're building a smart home, you no longer have to think, oh, do I want it HomeKit enabled? Do I want it Google Home enabled? Now you just pick any product that supports Matter, and you can use it on any platform you want. No more issues when you want to switch to Android, where you're like, oh, I'm going to switch to Android and my lights don't work, or I'm going to switch to iPhone and my lights won't work. Um, you now have options, and it's a lot more open, which is great. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. That I've
And I
seen. Go ahead.
yeah, and I think this might be like one of the biggest like tech releases or announcements of the year just because of how much it'll change. Like people like a lot more people will probably get into smart home tech now because of Matter being introduced as the standard. Because it's going to be a lot easier to find products that are compatible, affordable products that are compatible, and yeah, I think it'll be good. But sorry, what were you saying, Taylor?
No, I was just saying that I've seen Nikias's videos. I think he posted something on either YouTube or I think it was either YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, I think maybe TikTok. I was watching it, and honestly, I think it's really cool how these products are coming together to work together. Uh, and honestly, it's about time, you know. Um, Yeah, so
What do you think, Saran?
Yeah, it's fantastic news. I mean, as you said, like if you're switching between operating systems and platforms, you can now just have all your devices synced to everything. So, yeah, finally, good news.
I'm also really excited for this. I'm excited that a lot of these big brands. I hope a lot of these like little Chinese brands that make really cheap like smart plugs and stuff like that, they start to adopt Matter as well, because that would be great
hmm
for people who want to build a smart home on a budget, and that might even be interesting in the future for all of us to like kind of dabble into seeing how cheap
yeah,
can you make a smart home and how this cheap smart home can be good, kind of thing. I think it'll be very interesting, and a lot more people, as I said, a lot more people will probably get into smart home um automation and things like that now, because there is this new standard, and a lot of companies will be on board with it, which is really exciting. But we've got one more news story for today, and then we're gonna wrap this episode up. Taylor, do you wanna talk about it? This is going over to the Android side of things now. We have, well, this will even work on iOS, but Taylor, tell us what's
yes.
happening.
So Gmail will directly show package and delivery tracking in your inbox. And I was reading a little bit about it, and essentially it'll just give you a notification on top and say, this company or, this mailing service has delivered your package, um, right there in the top of your email. Um, what are you guys' thoughts about this?
I think iOS 16 already has this with the Wallet app, but very nice change regardless. Yeah, it's quite convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, because now
Yeah, for sure.
you don't have to download a whole other thing to be able to track your packages. I think that I'm all for this. I think this is pretty cool. Um, no longer having to download a separate app to be able to track your orders, just being able to see it all in Gmail. Um, I think it's definitely a welcome change. I think it's gonna be great. And it's not, the nice thing about Gmail is that it's multi-platform, so you can view it on
Right.
your Android phone, on your iPhone, on your Mac, on your PC, and you don't have to download like an app. Because I use an app called Parcel. I don't know if some people who are tuning into the podcast might have heard of that app. And I pay, I think it's like $5 a month ish, and I get to track all my packages from one app. That I think is really really cool, and but then I
Mm,
have to I have to make the step of adding the parcel into the app and then making it track. But here it just does it automatically, which I think is really cool, and will be helpful for a lot of people. So yeah, awesome. That I think is all the
for
news
sure.
stories we have for this week. It hasn't been too hectic of a week in terms of tech, but we have had a couple of interesting things happen. Do you guys have any other thoughts or anything else you want to discuss before we call it a day and wrap this episode up?
I
I
think
think
I'm
that's
all
about it.
set.
No?
Saran, how
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, nothing else. I'm good. I'm good.
All
Awesome.
right, awesome.
Well, thanks for joining us, Saran, again. And Connor, we know you're editing this or at least watching this. We hope you feel better soon. Um, that was pretty much it for this episode. If you guys want to follow us, all the links will be in the show notes or the description below. Make sure to check out Saran as well. He makes some really really cool content
Thank you.
that both me and Taylor watch and enjoy. So keep it up.
Uh,
And yeah, this was episode 49 of the Tech Unlocked podcast. We will catch you guys in the very next episode.